Welcome to Talk to Al Jazeera. I'm Stephen Cole, and I'm talking to the Serb President, Boris Tadić. Mr. President, the world is watching, somewhat nervously, your stance on Kosovo. Is a compromise, do you think, open to you to solve final status talks?
Yes, I see, but at the same time, Serbia is defending legitimate interests. That means territorial integrity and sovereignty, like all other normal countries in the world. We are trying to achieve compromise solution with the Albanians. We are going to participate until the end in negotiation process, and I hope this is possible. From my point of view, all unilateral actions, for example, unilateral declaration of independence, is totally unacceptable, and that is going to create instability, not only in Serbia, but also in the region. From that reason, I'm totally sure that we have to negotiate in a peaceful way, with the patience, and we have to achieve compromise solution.
In one of your speeches, I'm quoting you now, we see this round of negotiations on future status as a great opportunity to forge a historic compromise and relegate to the past the sources of conflict and strife that have characterized relations between Serbs and Albanians. That's not going to happen, is it? You're not going to be able to find an historic compromise with Albanians, the majority in Kosovo.
We didn't achieve compromise until today, but I hope this is a window of opportunity during the talks to achieve that. I've said something like that because of the truth that we are in the historical conflict with Albanians as a nation. In this Kosovo problem, it didn't start with Milosevic. This problem is from the decades and decades ago, almost 1 century ago. Unfortunately, previous politicians in Albanian and Serbian nation didn't solve this problem, but we have to do that today.
It's down to you, isn't it?
This is only
You're the one walking the high wire.
This is only one way.
And you say, you've issued a warning in another speech. We may undermine the whole architecture of the international order. Now, the West is very worried about that.
I have to say that today we have a few schools of thought in terms of future status on Kosovo. One of these is, from my point of view, very dangerous. This is to make precedent in creating Kosovo as an independent state without permission of Serbia. This is not in accordance with international law, and this is going to change international architecture. I worry about that, and from that reason I think that those kind of precedents can be very dangerous, not only for Serbia but also for other countries. Today we have so many Kosovos in the southeastern Europe, but also in the Black Sea region. If I have to mention Nagorno-Karabakh in Azerbaijan, Southern Ossetia or Abkhazia in Georgia,
you can mention them,
in Moldova.
But the world is looking at the Balkans. The world worries about the Balkans.
Not only about Balkans, two regions are connected with each other. This is Black Sea area and the Balkans. And this is strategically thinking extremely important also for Europe and European business. If we are going to have instability in this part of the world, Europe is going to suffer, not only Balkanian nations. And from that reason, I'm always saying that talks about future status on Kosovo are very important, not only for Serbs, not only for Albanians, but also for other Europeans.
Which road are you taking? Because there are all kinds of compromises being suggested. The Americans are talking about freezing status talks for 12 years, but giving Kosovo access to financial institutions. There's another suggestion, I think it comes from the Troika, that perhaps there could be some kind of reunification agreement along the lines of East and West Germany. What do you favor?
For us, I'm trying to simplify a situation on Kosovo here. For us is the main one question: how many states we are going to have on the soil of Serbia state? If we are going to have two states, this is unacceptable for Serbia. If we are going to have one state, one common sovereign roof, this is acceptable for Serbia. And we can define content of relations between Belgrade and Pristina. But one common sovereign roof, one state, this is acceptable for Serbia. At the same time, Albanians are asking only independence. second state on Serbian soil. They are asking a seat in the United Nations. They are asking their own defense sector. This is totally unacceptable for Serbia. This is going to destroy international law at the same time, but also to bring instability in my country.
They're not asking, Mr. President, they're telling you they're going to declare independence after December the 10th.
We are not going to accept that.
So are you once again going to enter a period of confrontation with the West?
If West is going to support those kind of independence, we'll be all together in trouble. This is why I'm calling my partners and my friends in the Western countries to take it into the consideration again and to think about all consequences in a very serious way. We have to be very responsible at this moment, and this is very important for all of us, not only for Serbia, not only for Serbs and Albanians, but also for Western nations.
Do you fear then for the safety of the 100, 120,000 Serbs living in Kosovo if they declare independence on December the 10th?
Serbs in independent Kosovo are not going to be safe. Serbs are suffering even today when we have international forces and AMNIC as the main administrative capacities on Kosovo today. But in some independent country ruled by Kosovo Albanians, Serbs will be in a very tough and terrible situation. And I'm not thinking that they are going to stay on such Kosovo.
Can anything in reality be achieved? Because you're the head of a coalition, you lead a coalition, and there's a very strong nationalistic opposition snapping at your heels, if I can put it like that. So are you hamstrung? Can you take any action?
We are ready to achieve real compromise, and we don't have a problem with some threats within our domestic politics. We have a problem with the threats that are coming from the Albanian side in making Kosovo independence as a unilateral declaration of independence. And from that reason, I am expecting more problems from Albanian side. But we can achieve compromise. We have a declaration of our assembly, but at the same time, we are not going to permit Kosovo independence to see the second state on the soil of Serbia today. We want to govern Kosovo Albanians. This is very important to clarify the position of Serbia. This is not possible in the future anymore, but we would like to see some solution acceptable for our country. We do not want to destroy our borders. We do not want to destroy our sovereignty, but at the same time we have to protect also Serbs and other non-Albanian nations on Kosovo. We are thinking at the same time about Albanian interests, legitimate interests of Albanians on Kosovo and Metohija. And from that reason, we have to find some compromise solution, which means under common sovereign roof, but acceptable for both sides.
Well, the truth is, if America and some EU countries recognize that declaration of independence, how are you likely to react? Will you be calling up President Putin?
Well, this is too early to say how we are going to react, but
it's going to happen.
I'm totally sure. I'm not going to talk about reaction of Serbia today. I think that first of all we have to achieve peaceful solution. Whatever is going to be solution on Kosovo, we have to have a peace on the Balkans. This is totally different in comparison with the previous decades when we had the violence not only on Kosovo but also on the Balkans region. At the same time, right now I'm not talking about reaction of Serbia, but I have to say that everything is possible here in the Serbia. Immediate reaction will be instability of Serbia. And from that reason, I cannot understand why some politicians in the Western countries are pushing Kosovo independence, trying to achieve, to establish some solution which is acceptable for 2 million Albanians, but which is not acceptable for 10 million Serbs. Well, if interest is, or idea is to stabilize 2 million Albanians, society with 2 million Albanians, but to destabilize society with 10 million Serbs, I cannot understand it. This is not functioning. This is very dangerous in terms of stability in the region.
If it happens, if they declare independence on December the 10th. Does that mean Serbia would be at odds with Kosovo? And does it also mean you can stop thinking about joining the European Union?
Joining the European Union is our main strategical goal. We are not going to give up. And this is the interest of Serbia's nation. But at the same time, I cannot say that our bilateral relations with the countries which are going to recognize such Kosovo will be the same like today.